Morning folks, back to watercolours for this one. Excuse me. Right, I've put my hate down and I can't, oh there it is. Just an estuary, lakeland, coastal scene. I want to centre the light somewhat. Make sure that's all nice and tight. Okay, this is a piece of Saunders rough, £90 weight, very good paper. Although it might be lightweight, it's a heavyweight performer. These rough papers are quite absorbent, so I'm just going to oh, I'll be careful when I do that. I just flick the water very close to my my electrical four-ganger, 4 sockets. Right, okay, palette, usual. Bit of raw sienna. I've just made a couple of marks here just to give me a sort of horizon. A bit of alizarin in there. Right, now a bit of ultramarine. Paints are quite loose because I've had them moistening in a stay wet, in a Ziploc bag. Very good. A bit of got a bit darker down there. This is easier to do on the better quality papers than the £130 Fabriano. Let's get some good darks in there. Okay, that'll do for a start. So that blend and do its thing, put my brush in the drink, and I'll give that a dry with the hairdryer. So fast forward or turn your sound off. Okay, that's probably is damp rather than dry, so I'm just going to reclip the paper. You'll find that by restretching the paper with the clips, the paper will go just about completely flat. You wouldn't believe that, would you? Considering the soaking that it's had, but it's it really does work. Okay, now I'm going to put in some background. Now my distant hills are going to come more to the foreground or the middle distance. I'm going to put in a bit of a dry brush in the bottom there. So a bit of blue, bit of alizarin in with that. There we go. Got a horizon there. Right, that's that first bit in. Now we're a bit warmer. A bit of sienna in there, I think. I won't go all the way to the edge because I'm going to put a tree there and I don't want to compound it too much. That makes sense. That's I'll just put a bit of loose stuff behind there just to fill it in, although I'm going to cover it up. And then I'm going to get some really good darks in there. Right. Green, burnt sienna and a lump of ultramarine. It's got to be dark, thick, because it won't stick otherwise. So it could be trees. A bit of cad yellow in with that. Really, really thick paint now. Oh, not that thick. Bit of greenery. And some trees on the top of that, maybe. If you're painting on wet paper, you need to use thick paint, otherwise you'll just lose it and just dry into the background. Yeah. I can lift out a bit of that. Alright. When that dries a bit there, I might put a bit of bluer, a bit thicker. It's just a bit too close in contrast to the distant one, so we'll have to change that. We'll let that dry first. Right, I want to do a bit of nice dry brush across the foreground. So let's have a bit of burnt umber and a bit of that. Bit of ochre, the ochre. Sienna. Right, be bold. Right, that will be a peach, and we'll just put a little bit of stuff in there. Okay, can develop that a bit when that's a bit drier. Well, quiet, isn't it? Just a little bit of something there.
I'm buying up the bank.
Do you hear that? Going out the bank. Cool, have we got any money? Don't do this. Right, I want a good bit of shadow in there. So back to the burnt sienna. Put a bit too much water on the brush here. Okay, now this is where we want the foliage. See, the paint dries much lighter than when you put it on, so you have to judge all that. I'm going to use the smaller hake for the foliage in there. So we'll have autumn colour. So burnt sienna again, bit of blue. Nice, a bit of Payne's grey. I've got to make it darker than that surrounding, or the bit that it's adjacent to. Otherwise, it won't, the contrast will be wrong. Okay, that'll do. I can get some dark green. So Payne's grey, a bit of that yellow. God, the yellow's really sloppy. It's good. I'll just bring that over into that. Nice shadow there. And I can, we can just lift out a bit of right, okay, that's coming on. I might give that a bit of a try, but I like well, I could texture some of that. I'm sort of making this up as I go along, but it's based on a demonstration I did a week or so ago. Let's just scrape some of that out. That's a rocky. Don't do too much of this. But it's one of the things you can do with watercolour is scraping. And it just adds that little bit of yeah, that's all right. Quite attractive. We'll put a little bit of that there. But I wasn't sure that. Sometimes the paper doesn't lift out, but if it's wet enough, it will. I'm not sure I want to put in any reflection, but I think a bit of dry brush will be okay. And that's worked really well there. I'm just letting that dry. Okay, well that's still got a bit of the light coming through the middle. Gone up here a little bit there. Okay, that fills that. Now we've got to put a bit of texture on in here, so I'm going to dry it now. Now you see the paper's completely flat. It's amazing. So if you can get away with a £90 paper, you don't need to spend loads of money on the £140, £200 stuff. You don't have to put reflections. I'll put a bit of wind ruffle in there, but all this is in broken water, so it's reflecting the sky above it rather than what's behind it. But you can. I mean, experiment with these things. Right, let's go back and add a bit of texture to that. Let's go back to the large hake and not a lot, just a sort of pebbly or just a little bit of detail. some dark trunks in here. Where I've left some light, I can fill in there. Okay, I don't think I really want to do much more than that. Put a bird in. Okay, that'll do. A couple of yachts with a bit of gouache, I think. Got a nice bit of gouache on there. On my palette. Oh, we can just put a just a little bit of detail. On there. Not a lot. I was going to put something in there, wasn't I? But I think I should. I'll just clean the brush. Put a bit of detail in there as well while I'm at it. Some trees in the shadow. It's sort of a very dark green. Right, now that bit of darker blue behind that. Just slightly warmer. There's another plane to that, right? Right, that's okay. I just need to just put some trees on the edge of that. Not in. Okay, that just about shows up, isn't it? Lost it a little bit there. But if I just dry that, bear with me, I'll just dry that bit there, so that I can just counter change with some dark. It'll be dark green. Just trees poking over the edge there. Okay, well I'm going to let that go. I'm just going to poke it to death otherwise. There's no when to stop. Usually 10 minutes after you should have done. Down there, we'll put some mount on it. Oh, a bit of sign, eh? Okay, mount. Looking for a double mount, but this downstairs. It's on a, actually on a, not a painting at the moment, so we'll use this dirty old thing here. Clip it. Well, there we are. I think that's quite. Just lift you up. Can I zoom out anymore? Nope. Just lift you up. Get the whole thing in if I can. Oh, there we are. Quite pleased with that. Thanks for looking in. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.